Well, tell us about going shopping and washing the clothes like you were mentioning before.
Well, the time changed. Then, of course, we had was 8 hours difference or something, and just to that, we didn't have transportation yet. Fortunately, we had contacted the branch president before we got there, and they were expecting us, which we got there Saturday night, and they came and picked us up
for Sunday.
for Sunday to take us to church. And then he helped us find somebody that we could buy a car from, which was just it was a Vauxhall hatchback, which was bucket seats.
4-passenger.
In the front, and one seat across
bench at the
back and behind the front seats, and then just the open up back hatchback. There were 8 of us, and we traveled in that all over.
So how did we fit 8 people in it?
No seat belts.
Mother held Ruth in the front, and sometimes she'd have 2 in the front, 3 on the back. That's 6, and then 2 behind.
Sat on the floor in the back.
That's probably you and
Bruce.
Bruce.
Was it?
Yeah.
Or Richard? Bruce? You and Bruce? Okay.
So,
always the smallest back there.
And then we'd pick up some on the way to church and add to it and stick more in the back.
Or take them home. So
And, we were always loaded. But it was a great experience that we could travel. They had breaks, like 2-week vacations here and there. So we would pack up, make a macaroni salad and food, and it was cold enough you didn't have to have a cooler. And travel to different places. We went down to London and stayed a week.
I guess
went to Scotland, went to Ireland. It was,
nobody ever took us for Americans. Because we looked like everybody else. We would go to a park and everybody else had their baskets, getting their lunch out, just the same as we were doing.
But just the day-to-day things, not knowing, where to shop. We did not have a store near us. We were in a little village. We didn't have, we had to walk the kids to school. Wayne went with Dad. He had to go about 12 miles to go where he taught. And then the others went to the village school. So I would walk them to school, then go and meet them and walk them back every day. And you and Ruth weren't in school. But they started when you're 5 years old, you start school. You turned 5 in January, so you started school, and that was a traumatic thing. I don't know how you turned out to be. So, because it was a traumatic thing to, in 5 years old and
I always joke I had an advantage because I took kindergarten twice.
You only got a half a year, and it was hard. And I know you were saying you just didn't understand what you were supposed to do, and you're crying a lot, and so the teacher would hold you on her lap as she smoked her cigarette in one hand, trying to console you.
And you're crying because she was smoking. One thing when we went shopping, the first time we went shopping, the mother of Mrs. Gilbert's mother went shopping with us, and we weren't sure what we wanted to get something like salad dressing, Miracle Whip, and she wasn't sure either. So a bottle of this looks like it. She opened the lid. Yeah, I think that is. We did not buy that bottle. And then
you bought the bottle, somebody else tasted it.
I didn't want that bottle. And then we were wondering about orange juice. She wanted to know what you drink. Well, we drink orange juice, and she said, "Well, here's a bottle. It seems like it's pretty reasonable." And we looked at it, and it was about a gallon. And I thought it was a little expensive.
Well, it's only half. They didn't make gallons.
But well, I mean, it was a larger container. So we got that. Well, when we got home, we tried drinking it, and it was no good. It was really gaggy. And so I thought, well, that was a waste of money. We found other alternatives. We found some other kinds of juices to use, and I really felt bad about that. And I kept looking that one. Then I noticed two things: concentrated, and it was um,
Called quash, wasn't it?
no, it wasn't quash. It was but it was a low, no sugar, sugar free. And I wondered about that, so I took a little bit of it and added some water. Tasted pretty good. We were drinking this no sugar, straight stuff that was concentrated. And later on, we bought some quash, which is also concentrated orange juice, but it has the sugar in it. And I think one of you kids drank some of it straight and thought, "Hey, that's really good stuff that way." But you're supposed to mix water with it. And I thought, well, if that had been that way, that one bottle, uh, it would have been some expensive orange drinks. But as it was, it lasted a long time because we watered it down, and it was okay. It wasn't too bad when it was diluted the way it's supposed to be. And I thought that was interesting, those two things.